Hello and good morning. Thanks for stopping by. You're watching Prehistoric Companions. My name's Dylan, 5th grade science teacher. School just let out for the summer, and lately I've been going on these short morning walks right outside where I live. I live in the desert here in Alamogordo, New Mexico, and trying to get some exercise, get out and get back in touch with nature. Figured I see lots of cool, interesting wildlife whenever I go on these little hikes right up the mountain here. See lots of cool lizards, lots of insects. So I figured today I'd bring the camera along and show you guys some of the cool ecosystem and wildlife right here in New Mexico.
So this wonderful plant here is mesquite, full of wonderful thorns. You don't want to fall in that. Next to this wonderful, I believe they call this creosote, but if you pick a little bit of it and squish it, roll around in your hands, it smells like desert rain. To me, that is like the most amazing smell in the world. I grew up and I loved every time it stormed here in the desert, the way that the smell of the desert is just, it's amazing.
If I keep my eyes peeled, I'll definitely be lucky enough to find a bunch of whiptail lizards, spiny-tailed lizards. There's lots and lots of lizards out here. Oh, and whatever that, dragonflies. I see lots of insects out here. Sometimes I get a little freaked out by them. Some of these, think they're like these hawk wasps, and I think they've been known to take down tarantulas and stuff. So there's lots of pretty terrifying arachnids and various insects out here in the desert. Cicadas make these pretty interesting sounds. They really are like the vocalists out here in the desert. They just make this very high-pitched chirping sound. Maybe if I hear them screech, I'll have to take a moment of silence so we could hear what that sounds like. It's really nice actually being out here all alone and kind of just listening to the sounds of the desert and looking at the landscapes and kind of taking some time to appreciate it, really. I don't know if you guys could hear that sound in the desert. Those are the cicadas. I hear lots of them going now. I'm sure as the day warms up, it's about 9:30 in the morning right now. Trying to beat the desert heat and get some documentation done early and get some exercise out here. Got the yucca plant. I believe this is the plant of New Mexico here.
Definitely got to be careful out here. I'm sure right now, early morning, it's the time when snakes and serpents like to be out. Rattlesnakes, I'm sure, getting some of that little morning heat before they find a nice hiding spot to escape the brutal desert sun in the late afternoon.
So this is a trail that my mom and my sisters would hike on quite frequently when we were growing up here. And I believe they call this the Indian Wells Trail because there's these large flat rock formations, and around 500 to 1500, I believe, AD, humans living in this area at the time, when they would come up from the valley down below to come up into the land here to cultivate crops for food, they'd dig these holes in this ground to kind of grind and process those foods before carrying them back down the mountain. A little bit of history there for you. Let's see, we're coming up on an example of some right here. See, kind of these holes in the rocks here. May not seem like much, but these, believe it or not, are kind of like little nice solid round smooth bowls that you could grind whatever crops are edible out here and make them easier to transport and package and carry back down this crazy mountain here. So I'm seeing tons and tons of fire ants. I've seen probably about 3 lizards. I try to capture them, but they're quick. They get away very, very fast. You really hear them cicadas though. They're singing their songs. So yes, lots and lots of fire ants. Haven't seen too many other species of ants. I don't know my ants. But I do know these fire ants, the ones we saw close up at the very beginning of the video here. Those suckers, when they bite, oh boy, it stings, it hurts. So I'm trying my best. I know that me being a reptile keeper and me going into breeding and producing animals, I know it's probably ultimately inevitable. At some point, I might get bitten. I've already gotten bitten, nipped a couple times by the hatchlings that I just produced, the baby ball pythons. But I don't plan to get bitten by anything larger in my collection. Right now, the tricky part with these hatchlings is just spending time with them and letting them know that I'm no threat. So all in good time. They're turning out amazing.
I don't know if it's too hard to tell, but you can see this white line on the horizon here, and in the background, further in the distance, are mountains. Over there is Las Cruces. This white line I'm talking about right here, this is White Sands National Monument. It's about 275 square miles of gypsum sand. It is white sand. When you go out there, it looks like Christmas everywhere, but it is hot. I'd say right now it's probably about 85 degrees and warming up. The sun's coming out. But if you're ever in southern New Mexico, must check out White Sands National Monument. And of course the Space History Museum, that's a must check out too.
We'll go ahead and wrap this up. We're gonna head back down the mountain. We're gonna document all of the animals, just check on them real quick, and then I'll let you guys get going and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Let's pack up the camera and head back down. So unfortunately I couldn't really get any great documentation of all the lizards. I've seen probably honestly about 15 to 20 of them, but as you're walking along the trail here, they just dart out of nowhere and it's impossible to get any documentation of them. But there's lots of really interesting collared lizards, whiptails, spiny-tailed lizards. Oh, they should make that a fragrance. I would wear it, and so would you. So I've got some gourami and angel koi fish in here and some algae eaters. My plan is to turn this into an aquaponic system. Hopefully summer project, we'll see. Up here I have my high white Pueblo milk snake, Looney. She's currently hiding under her bowl. Let's check on Hula. This is the bamboo ball python. She's doing good. Got Kona, the Sumatran short-tailed python. His head's poking out right here. That's what this species does. They just submerge themselves in the substrate and they hide. They're ambush predators. Got Cleo. She looks like she's ready for some food. Definitely feeding response. I don't want to get too close right now. She kind of loves the camera. Hi, sweet girl. Vegeta, banana ball python. And then we got Danger Noodle.